When did you know that your partner really loved you? Alex and I were together for almost a year before I let him meet my family, because I knew there was going to be a big problem. My grandmother. She's the head of our family, stubborn as a bull, and only speaks Polish. She's lived in the US for most of her life, but completely refused to learn English. She only associates with people who speak Polish. My whole childhood, she drilled into me that I needed to only consider marrying people who speak Polish, the language of our blood, because no one else would ever truly understand me. I even believed her for a while, and I tried to stop things from getting serious with Alex, because he wasn't Polish. But he just wormed his way into my heart. I hoped against my hope that my grandmother would see how great he was and accept him anyway. But that didn't happen. At every family gathering, she'd glare at Alex like he was an unworthy outsider. He'd try to communicate with her with gestures and gifts, but she'd just wave her hand to dismiss him. It broke my heart, but I was determined not to let it ruin my relationship with Alex. I told him not to worry about impressing her. She was stuck in her ways, and I loved him whether or not she accepted him. But deep down, I struggled with the knowledge that I was disappointing my grandmother, who'd done so much for me my whole life. But then, one Christmas Eve, as we all sat around the dinner table, my grandmother told some old family story, and when she was done, Alex asked her what happened next, in perfect, beautiful Polish. I was shocked. My grandmother's eyes narrowed, and she asked him if he knew what he'd just said, and he said yes. They went back and forth for a bit, I think because she was testing if maybe he'd only memorized a few phrases. But it turned out he'd been spending the past 2 years secretly learning Polish just so he could finally talk to her, understand our traditions, and prove that he belonged. I couldn't believe he'd put in all that work just for me and my family. His Polish wasn't flawless, but it was really good. My grandmother stared at him, then burst into tears, something I had never seen in my life. She stood, walked around the table, and hugged him. That night, she pulled him aside and spent hours talking to him, laughing and teaching him old family recipes. And when he made a mistake in his Polish, she'd just gently correct him, something I'd never seen her do with anyone. From that moment on, she called him her grandson. And when we got married a year later, she gave him the family heirloom ring meant for her favorite. I had never loved him more.